I already promised in my Brick review I'm gonna do a review of another Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie. So this is The Road Killers. It starts off with this idiot kid standing in the middle of the road and he almost gets hit by a car. The car contains Craig Sheffer, who plays Cliff, Bobby, who's mentally ill and played by David Arquette, Tom, and his girlfriend Helen, known as Red, played by Josh Brolin and Michelle Forbes. So after that they go to a diner, and as soon as Cliff goes into the bathroom, this cute little redhead comes in and starts flirting with him and making sexual innuendo and winking towards the condom machine and all this stuff, and then just when he thinks something's about to happen, she just laughs it off and leaves. So he goes back into the diner and figures out that she is part of the group that the little kid belonged to. And the father of the kid starts screaming at him and throws a drink in his face, and so they leave. And the dad chases them down and plays a game of chicken with them. He loses and burns to death. So they go back, find the rest of the people, and try to apologize for everything that happened. And the people don't want nothing of it and start screaming at them, threaten to call the police and blame everything on them. So they freak out, hit one of the guys, who's played by Christopher Lambert, with a bat and run off. End up dumping his body out on the side of the road. So they hold up in this little shack. They're all freaked out about what's going on. Meanwhile, Christopher Lambert didn't die from his wounds like they thought, and he goes to the sheriff's station, tells them everything he knows, blames everything on them, and then after they send all the cops out, he beats up the remaining sheriff, steals all of his guns, and frees one of the prisoners, and goes after the main crew. Well, once the cops start showing up and everything, there's a huge argument, and Cliff accidentally kills Tom. This makes Red freak out, and she runs off in the car. Bobby, the mentally ill guy, he starts freaking out, and he won't even talk anymore. Eventually, Christopher Lambert shows up. They get into a battle, but the prisoner he freed turns out that he's Cliff's brother and is able to help him get away from Christopher Lambert. So they all run off, but before they can, Bobby is shot by the police. He's mentally ill and he's confused and he's waving his arms around, and they think he's threatening them, so they shoot him. So it's just Cliff and his brother left. In Red, she's in another car. She's mumbling to herself, doing a Monday's Child's Full of Grace, Wednesday's Child Full of Woe. She's going through the whole thing, and she's all jittery. And the police chase her down, run her off the road, and she's going through her purse, picks up a hairbrush, and they kill her, claiming that it's a gun. Meanwhile, Cliff and his brother are arguing in the car, and we find out that Cliff was physically abused by his mother, and his brother killed their mom, and told the police it was him. But he's like, I was trying to protect you, man. Like, the woman was touching you all the time. I thought you knew all this time that you weren't the killer. That was me. I thought this was a game we were playing. He freaks out like it's not a game, motherfucker, and kills his brother. So he ends up at a police roadblock. He can't do anything. But Christopher Lambert shows up like, let me kill this fucker myself. And the police believe his whole story. So they let him fight him, and after Christopher Lambert beats his ass, he handcuffs him to a train, or to a car. The car's hit by a train, and he's killed. Yeah, so that's basically this one. Oh, by the way, I kind of lied a little bit. I was describing the bad guys in this movie. Yes, they weren't the good guys. They were the bad guys who didn't hit some dumbass kid standing in the middle of the road staring at flowers, got teased by some woman in the bar, or in the diner, had a drink thrown in their face, were chased down on the street and forced to play chicken, and then when the other guy died, they threatened to call the police, seek the police on them, and then killed them one by one. Yeah, there are bad guys. They do a couple bad things in the movie, but I thought it'd be interesting to look at it from the point of the bad guys. So, overall review. It's not very good. It's a classic revenge movie, like road revenge movie, but in this case, as I said, the good guys are just as responsible as the bad guys. They could have let it go. The dumb kid standing there around staring at a flower like, should I pick the flower, Mommy? Like, no, yeah, you should pick it. It's going to get ran over. No, I think I'll leave it. Well, why the fuck did you ask then? If you haven't figured it out yet, Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a little kid. He's only in a few scenes, and other than that scene, every scene is just him crying. It's him crying, refusing to talk. The entire movie is just him crying, Daddy, Daddy, because Dad got killed playing chicken. I had a very hard time sympathizing with the good guys in this one. They could have let it go. They didn't have to chase down these people and start trouble. They're just regular people that freaked out when people threatened to call the police on them and tried to kill them. I mean, they were emotionally damaged and they're probably not very nice people, but they really didn't do anything wrong until wrong was done to them. So yeah, I definitely do not recommend this one. If you're watching it for Levitt, he's barely in it, and he's a child in this. So, yeah, it's definitely do not watch. For me, Christopher Lambert's his normal self, but he's not in it a lot. It mostly focuses around the bad guys. So, thank you for watching, and as always, I will try to do better next time.